think my kids are most excited about me using the Instant Pot for dessert. Welcome back to another Instant Pot recipe video. There are only a couple more to end out this month of April. My name is Vanessa and I have just fallen in love with my pressure cooker this month. So I've shared a lot of other recipes so far, and this one is all desserts. And I am collabing today, so I am going on a vacation, and it's been a really long time since I've gone on a vacation that has not been family oriented, and today marks 50 days until I leave, and I am collabing with 50 Shades of Mom. Her name is Kira. Go check out her channel. After you watch my video, she's gonna be sharing some dessert recipes as well in her pressure cooker, and I think she has one in her crock pot as well. So if you don't have a pressure cooker and you have a crock pot, she has something for you. So I will have her link down below to her video along with her channel, so definitely go check her out. I love Kira. If you guys are not new, you know, and I am super excited to meet her in person. I feel like I just wish we lived closer. So I'm really excited to actually get to meet her, even though I already feel like I know all that I can know about her. So I could talk about her forever. I can't wait to meet her. So you guys go meet her after you watch my desserts if you don't know who she is down below. So let's get into these Instant Pot yummy goodness. First up is actually not the easiest. These three desserts are kind of all over the place, but this is the one that my daughter Rose I think is going to enjoy the most because she loves chocolate and peanut butter when they are together. So we are making a peanut butter brownie. For this one, you're gonna need 1 cup of butter, half a cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, 1 cup of sugar, 2/3 cup of flour, 2 tablespoons of creamy peanut butter, or you guys could totally use crunchy as well, half a teaspoon of baking soda, 1 egg, and then 1.5 cups of water. And this is just for the inside of your Instant Pot, so it does build that pressure. So that is everything. If you guys wanted, you could totally use some chopped walnuts, maybe 1/4 cup. You know, brownies are kind of universal. You put in what you want. So along with the ingredients to make the peanut butter brownie, you are going to need a springform pan. This is a 6-inch one, just so I can make sure that it fits inside my Instant Pot. You're going to need your trivet that comes with your Instant Pot and some cooking spray. So let's get this stuff put together. Okay, first up, we're just gonna go ahead and put our water into the bottom of the Instant Pot. And then we are going to spray our springform pan with whatever spray you use. I'm using this coconut cooking spray. So we are going to set the peanut butter aside for now, and then you're going to need 2 bowls. What you're going to do is you're going to mix the wet ingredients together into 1 bowl. So the butter and the egg are going into 1 bowl. And then the dry ingredients into another bowl. So you've got your baking powder, your cocoa powder, flour, and sugar. So you're gonna mix those up, and just to save on dishes, I'm gonna use the same spoon. So I'm going to do my dry ingredients first, get this all mixed up, and then I'm gonna use the same spoon and use that to mix up my wet ingredients. Once you've got those both mixed, and hopefully you don't make as big of a mess as I did, you add the wet to your dry and then mix that together. Now, if you are wanting to add nuts, this is when you would add your nuts as well. Okay, once you are done mixing everything together, so this brownie is going to definitely be more fudge-like than cake-like. So I actually went ahead and cut some parchment paper to fit on the bottom of my springform pan. So I'm going to get this in here, if I can do it with one hand. I'm gonna set that down there, and then I'm gonna take my peanut butter and I'm going to spread the peanut butter out on the bottom over top the parchment paper. All right, my peanut butter is spread on the bottom here, and now I'm gonna take this thick fudgy mixture and put that on top. All right, I got that in there. Just try to even it out as best as you can. Now I'm just gonna take some foil and I'm going to wrap this around the top really well and then get this in my pot on top of the trivet. Okay, remember you should already have your water in there. So I've got my water on the bottom, that's in there. I'm going to put my lid on. Make sure it is sealing. And this one's gotta cook for quite a while. So we're gonna hit manual and we've got to go all the way up to 50 minutes. All right, so we're gonna let it cook for 50 minutes. All right, you guys, the timer went off and I let it vent naturally just for a little bit. Now I'm gonna see if there's any left in there. There should be, because that's popped up. So I'm gonna let the steam release the rest of the way before I open this up. I pulled the springform pan out of the Instant Pot. It is going to be hot, obviously, so use some oven mitts. I took the foil off, but I am going to let it sit here until it is completely cool. Then all we're gonna do to get it out of the springform pan is put a plate on top, flip it over, and release. So I will be back once this has cooled completely and we are ready to get it out of the springform pan. Okay, this is completely cool, so I just have a small plate that I'm gonna put over this. I'm gonna flip it over, unlatch this, and then I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. All right, unlatched it, and the second that happens, the top is gonna fall down, or the bottom, but since I flipped it, it's now the top. So I'm gonna take this off, and then let's see if I can do this with one hand. I might need two hands to take this off. Yep, okay, so I'm gonna get this off, and remember we have the parchment paper, so I'm gonna take that off as well. All right, there it is. It smells just like a Reese's peanut butter cup. So I'm going to cut it, and remember this is going to be more fudge-like than cake. It is a little bit more dense. So let's cut that. Oops, I probably didn't even need to cut it. And I am going to take a bite. You guys, this is so good. Because of the size of this, my family of 6 will probably finish this tonight. All right, we are making Oreo cheesecake today. This one has a lot of steps, so I'm just gonna go by the 3 different parts of the cheesecake. So for the crust, you're gonna need 12 Oreos. All the Oreos in the end are gonna be crushed, but because there's certain amounts, I've only got 12 in this bag right here. And then you're gonna need 2 tablespoons of butter. We are going to melt them. Then for the cheesecake, you're gonna need 16 ounces of cream cheese. So I've got 2 boxes here because each box is 8 ounces. You're gonna need half a cup of sugar, 2 eggs, 1 tablespoon of flour, a 1/4 cup of heavy cream, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and then another 8 Oreos. Then for the topping, I have an extra 8 Oreos in here. So I have 16 Oreos in here, but I need them for different things, so you are gonna need to separate them. And then just 1 cup of whipped cream or any kind of whipped topping that you want to use. So the materials that you're gonna need on top of your Instant Pot, you're gonna need some foil, a springform pan, one that is going to fit in your Instant Pot. Mine is a 6-inch one, your trivet, and some cooking spray. So first things first, I'm actually gonna take the bottom out of my springform pan. I'm going to wrap it in foil, and then I'm gonna spray the whole thing with the cooking spray that I have, and I'm just using this coconut cooking spray, but you guys can use whichever kind you have or the kind that you like. I've got my pan sprayed. I'm going to melt my butter, and I'm going to crush my Oreos in the bag. I have my Oreos crushed. I'm just going to pour them into a bowl along with my melted butter, and I'm gonna stir it and get it all mixed together. Okay, now I've got my butter mixed into my crushed Oreos here. I'm going to get all of this into my springform pan that is already sprayed, and then I'm going to spread this out, make sure I'm pushing it all against the bottom, and then we are going to get this into the freezer so it can start setting and harden a little bit for about 15 minutes. this has been sitting in the freezer for 15 minutes, and during that time you could have went on with the ingredients, but I had other things I wanted to get done. So now I'm going to continue on. Your cream cheese should be room temperature now if you let it sit out the same amount of time as your crust was in the freezer. So I am just going to put them in a bowl. If you guys have a KitchenAid, use your KitchenAid. I do not, it's on my wish list. So I'm just gonna use my hand mixer and beat my cream cheese until it is nice and smooth and creamy. Scrape the sides of your bowl if you need to, if you make a huge mess like I do, and then add your sugar, and you're going to just keep on mixing that until it's all incorporated together. Okay, that is all mixed together, the cream cheese and the sugar, and now remember you have 2 eggs. We're gonna add 1 at a time. I like to crack mine in a separate bowl just to make sure no shells or anything are like in there. So I'm gonna add 1 egg at a time, mix them up, and then again, scrape the sides of the bowls. I just use a little scraper as needed just to make sure you're getting everything all incorporated. It is starting to look like cheesecake. I'm so excited. Okay, so now you're going to add in your flour, heavy cream, and vanilla, and then mix that all up. All right, that is all done. Now, last step for the filling, I'm going to add 8 more of my Oreos to the same bag, just so I'm not wasting a whole bunch of bags. So I'm gonna put 8 more in here. I'm going to chop them up. I'm really just gonna smash them up, and then we're gonna fold that into this mixture, and I'm just going to use my little spatula thing here. All right, everything is all mixed together. So I am gonna go ahead and put 1.5 cups of water in the bottom of my Instant Pot. Again, you need some kind of liquid in your Instant Pot for it to come to pressure. I've already got my trivet down there. Now I am just going to add my cheesecake mixture into my springform pan, and then I'm going to cover it with some foil, but I will let you guys see what it looks like before we cover the top with foil. All right, that looks really full, so I am a little bit nervous, but hopefully it will turn out. I am going to cover the top with foil now, and then we are going to put our springform pan into our Instant Pot right in the center of the trivet. Okay, dessert is ready to cook, so let's get our lid on. Make sure it is sealing. And we are going to cook it on manual, not for 50 minutes like the brownie. This one we are going to cook for 35 minutes on high. Okay guys, it is done. Our time is up, and I am actually going to let this release naturally, but I don't want it to stay warm. So I'm actually gonna turn it off, and then I'm gonna set my timer for 10 minutes to let the pressure release naturally, and then we'll come back and see if there's any more pressure. That's when we will switch the nozzle to release anything that is left in there. Okay, it has been 10 minutes and this is still up, so that lets me know that there's still pressure in here, so I'm just going to quick release the rest of the pressure. All right, the pressure was pretty much, that took like less than a minute. So we are going to open our lid now, and I'm going to put some oven mitts on because this is going to be very, very hot, and I'm going to lift it out with the trivet and set it on the counter. Okay, so I got it out on the counter, and now I'm going to uncover it. I had a feeling I had it too full, so keep an eye on that as you're filling it. But okay, so I'm going to let this cool completely on the counter, and then I'm going to transfer it into my refrigerator for 8 hours or overnight. Okay, you guys, last step. So it hasn't been quite 8 hours, but this is pretty set. I mean, I can touch it and it is pretty firm. I am a little wary about the middle. I'm not sure if that cooked fully, just because I can see that it's set down a little bit lower. It's got a little bit of an indentation there, so we'll see when I'm all done. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this on a plate and unsnap it. I can't do it with one hand, but I'm gonna take it out of the springform pan. I'm gonna crush up my remaining 8 Oreos. I just use the back of this to crush it. It works pretty well. Again, I've been using the same bag the whole time. So I'm going to finish this off and then show you guys what it looks like. You guys, oh my goodness, my kids are going to love this. Oh, and my husband, my big kid. Yeah, this is really good. So I actually snuck a piece off the back. You guys can see that just so I could taste it, and it is delicious. It tastes just like an Oreo cheesecake, how you would expect it to taste. So all I did was I put about 2 big spoonfuls of Cool Whip on the top, and I just used the back of my spoon to rub it around a little bit and spread it out. And then I crushed those 8 Oreos, but I did not use the whole bag of those 8 Oreos on top because I thought that was a little bit much. So I probably still have like half. This is probably like 4 Oreos just crushed and sprinkled on top, but it looks so delicious and it tastes delicious. So you guys definitely need to try this one out, even though it is a little time consuming. All right, this time I saved, I'm thinking the easiest for last. We are gonna make apple crisp. This is one of my favorite things to eat. I just love any kind of baked apple dessert. So this one I totally put on because I know I should love it. Not my kids, not my husband. This one is totally for me. So for this recipe, I have 4 medium-sized apples here that I already peeled and just chopped up. And then we've got 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of nutmeg, half a cup of water, 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, 4 tablespoons of butter. I've got about 3/4 cup of rolled oats here, 1/4 cup of flour, and then 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and a little over half a teaspoon of salt because when I was measuring it out, a little bit extra fell in there, but I'm gonna be okay with that, I'm sure. So let's get cooking. All right, you guys, so this one is, like I said, hopefully going to be fairly easy. You're just going to put your apples on the bottom of your pot. Then you're just gonna sprinkle your cinnamon on top of your apples. Sprinkle your nutmeg on top of that. And you're gonna top with the water. And also the maple syrup. All right, I melted my butter and now I'm going to mix together the oats, flour, brown sugar, salt, and butter together in this small bowl. Okay, I've got that all mixed up and now I'm just going to drop it spoonfuls just all over the top here. All right, so everything is in there. Now I'm going to get my lid on. Make sure it is sealing. And we are going to cook it on manual high, but we only need to cook this for 8 minutes. All right, you guys, the timer just went off. It automatically goes to warm, and I am going to let this release naturally. So that means I am not going to turn this to venting. I'm just gonna wait and see how long it takes until this little silver button, I think depending on what kind of Instant Pot or pressure cooker you have, your button may look different, but when that pops down, that means there's no more pressure in here and I can open it and check on it. All right, it is done, and look at that. Yes, I had a bite and it is delicious. It tastes really good on its own. I added 1 scoop of vanilla ice cream, and then I know it's not fall, but like I said, apple is just my favorite dessert and I really love caramel apple. So I happen to have some caramel syrup in the refrigerator and I just drizzled a little bit on top. And now I'm going to eat this up. It is so good, you guys. All right, you guys, those are the 3 dessert recipes I am sharing with you guys today. Let me know which one you are most excited to try down below. Gosh, if I had to pick my favorite, I really like that Oreo cheesecake. and even though it was sunk in the middle just a little bit, it was delicious. I think that's my family's favorite too. So that was probably #1 for us, but there are so many other ones to try. I can't wait to go see what Kira made in hers. Again, her link will be down below. So give this video a big thumbs up if you're excited to see some more Instant Pot recipes. I do have one more video coming up this month for the Instant Pot, but I'm going to continue cooking in the Instant Pot. This month isn't all of it because I've definitely fallen in love with it. So I will see you guys next Monday in the last Instant Pot mini series video, but I do post more than just Mondays and Thursdays, so give my channel a quick little glimpse, and if you like it, press that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.